just feel like I'm kind of showing off or something. I feel like it would be more for me than for God. So I waited a while to share it because I really wanted to please Him. I didn't want to stain His name at all, or miscommunicate or misguide someone. So I think it's very important to say at the right time when you're perfectly knowledgeable of what happened, and you can match it up with Scripture. Matching your testimonies up with Scripture is just very important. But for some reason, I can't, because maybe you guys in the comment section can help me. I need your help, but excuse me. I didn't want to just share misinformation. I didn't want to disobey God in any way, but He sent me that for a reason, so I'm going to share it. So to start off, guys, I had a vision, and to build up to that point, I'm going to give you guys a little message first. Just a quick little backstory. I used to be kind of like a playboy. I used to be kind of excuse my language. I used to be a playboy. I used to be, in around and about. I'd be in the clubs. I wouldn't really get with anybody in the clubs, but I never got that lucky. Not that often, but I was looking. I was around and about because I never got lucky in high school. I never had too many girlfriends, hot girlfriends. I wanted someone who was hot. I wanted my own little baddie. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for a baddie. I just wanted her to look good. That's all that mattered. I wanted her to look good, so I could show off with Instagram and stuff like everybody else. Because for some reason, when I was 18 to 21 years old, excuse me, this pollen is getting into me, bro. Oh man, excuse me. When I was 19 to 21 years old, I used to just be kind of like, I used to feel like I was just behind. Like I didn't understand why I wasn't lucky with the ladies. So I wanted to become a dating coach to fix that. I wanted to understand what I was doing wrong, but I wasn't doing anything wrong. It's just how it was, and I learned that later on when I developed my own company. And I ditched dating. I ditched date coaching because it didn't feel right with God to help men get laid, to help men find a girlfriend. Like what? Like I want y'all to get married. Like I don't want to orchestrate that in any way, because I would be solely responsible for that. I would be solely responsible for that. So I developed an e-commerce company instead. But that's not important. That's not what this message is about. So that's kind of my backstory. I wasn't really anybody that thought twice about God. I was in the club. I was very lustful. I was always just checking women out. I would, if I went somewhere publicly and there wasn't baddies there, I would just leave, because it's a waste of time. And there's no eye candy. I'm just gonna leave. All these hoes out here, they don't look that good. I'm out. Waste of time. I'll go back home, or I go do something else at home, because it's a waste of time. It's like I would just go out and it would just be all about chicks. I wanted to increase my status for chicks. I wanted to increase my status so I could be well known, and everybody would respect me, and I would get into the club for free, and I could be respected, and I'd get my own VIP, and I don't know what I thought I wanted to do. I just thought that was it. That if you can make some money like that, get your own place, like buy your own house, like that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got it. So I don't know. I might pursue date coaching in the future, but right now I gotta build this business up first. But anyway, so one night I laid down, and I don't know why I got try to be a better Christian than it was the day before. But when I laid down that night, God shared with me a vision, and that vision was it was very, very dark. Many of you might think I'm lying. I don't really care. I just have to share this. I have to share it. I feel like God shared it. God gave this vision for a reason, so I had to share it. So I laid down at night, and what I saw just left me terrified. I was petrified. I was frozen in fear when I woke up, because what I saw was 10 times, it was 1,000 times worse, unfathomably worse than any horror movie I've ever seen in my entire life. What I saw, it changed me forever. I can never even be the person I was, even if I wanted to be. That's how powerful it was. It was so deprived and demonic that it shook me to my core. And I pray to God every day, forgive me that vision, because I wouldn't be with him if it wasn't for that vision. I wouldn't give up woman for anything. It was what I wanted more than to breathe. I wanted to be the man. I didn't want this to be the playboy. I wanted to be a pretty dime to have under my shoulder when I go places, so I could be that guy, because I never was. So keep in mind, that's how powerful of a grip the devil had on me. So I would sneak out at night just to smash a girl and come back. That's how messed up I was. And so when I saw that one night, when I laid down at bed, when I laid down my head on that damn pillow, excuse my language, I immediately went into this vision, and I want to explain what I saw. I was in this box. It felt like a trailer box. It wasn't a trailer box. That's the diameter of it, right? It was maybe 1,000 square feet building. It was I couldn't really tune in on the textures of things, but it was a square, a rectangle, some type of housing unit. But there were no windows. There was no airflow. There was no difference in the floor. And most importantly, there was no smell. So I knew I wasn't entirely in hell. I was just seeing a vision. Okay. Because I know about the pit. I know about the outer darkness, and I didn't feel any of that. What I felt was that I was just seeing a bird's eye view. I was just seeing, like, I was kind of like I was gifted a perspective. I wasn't really there. Thank God. I don't want to go there. I can't. Guys, listen. I don't want to go there. I can't. I don't want to go back. If I have to, God, if God wants me to see it again, I'll see it again. Okay? But I don't want to go there. I would probably pee in my pants when I woke up. If I went there, I would probably pee in my bed. I'm not going to lie. Okay? That's how messed up it was. And if every man saw this, I think every person on earth would be just straightforward, cookie cutter Christian. That's all. So I was in this room, and the first thing I noticed was that there was laughing. There was demonic laughter. It almost drowned out the sound. I couldn't hear anything but this laughter. It was. I could tell they were laughing, right? And I know God tuned out most of the sounds because He wanted me to zoom in on what I saw. I don't know if I could hear it, but I do remember seeing it, right? And I really should have made this video after I saw it, but I didn't want to just disrespect God anyway. So I saw this. I just saw it laughing. These men were laughing, and my vision zoomed in on these people. And I know, when you want to know things in hell, I've seen so many testimonies. When you want to know things in hell, it for some reason it allows you to zoom in on that and know it. Okay, and thinking about it, I did know it, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to know it. I wanted to get out of there. And I knew as soon as I got there, I was like, I got to get out of here. I don't want to be here. Like, I got to go. But For some reason, I felt like something was holding my head like this, and it was saying, watch. I was like, oh man, okay, I'll watch it, but I don't want to. I really don't want to, you know. So these three men, they were white, okay. They were Caucasian. They were a very Irish pale color, right? And one of them had a whip. They had a whip, and they were whipping something. And there was blood was splattering in my eyes. Like I couldn't wipe my eyes, but there was blood in my eyes. Maybe that was the blood of Jesus. I don't know, but there was blood in my eyes. Because if there wasn't the blood of Jesus in my eyes, maybe that was, I wouldn't be able to look at that. I wouldn't have the power to look at that. I would be terrified. Maybe I was covered in the blood of Jesus, because otherwise I would have just been screaming in horror of what I was seeing. I didn't want to see this. Like, I'm tough. Like, I watch messed up horror films. I watch messed up horror games. So I have a tough tolerance. When I watch horror games, I use that to fall asleep too, because I'm just so bored. That's how much it bores me. So I went to bed, and it was 10,000 times worse. And what they were whipping was a woman. So let me paint the picture of the room first. There's a stage. There's like a platform. They're staying on the stage, and it's maybe elevated 3 feet up in the air. And these three men were dressed in hillbilly outfits. There was like overalls, and like, you know, like the stripe color. It's like a really, like every 2 inches is a different. It's the same color repeating over and over again. It's white and blue, or white and black, white and black. It's kind of like a hillbilly overall. It covers their skin from the sun. And they're laughing. Their enjoyment is beyond human. They're not human, because humans don't laugh at stuff like that. They don't take amusement that much. Maybe temporarily, like if you're on stage and you see a comedian, yeah, that's funny. That's it. These guys were like this. Maybe I can react. They were like, I'm like, what's so funny? I want to see too. What's so funny? I look to my right. This woman is right when I look over. It's like in a game when you enter a new area and the scene plays, and she has her arms up in the air, and I didn't see her legs. I don't think she had any legs anymore, and her arms are up in the air, and they were suspended by these chains. These chains were suspending up in the air, and keep in mind they're still laughing. No human has that amount of oxygen in their air to laugh for so long. To like what? It's not human. So they gotta be demons. It's not human, right? And it's so disturbing. The air. The air is so thick of just this evil, depravity, darkness. It's so thick. Like it perverted me. Like it felt like it was touching me. Like it was just like my soul. It felt like it was going through my soul. I didn't like it. I didn't want to be there. It just felt like even the darkest human on the earth couldn't match that darkness. It was so disgusting. It made me want to retch. It made me just want to puke. And there were 2 little boys and a man. And the man was just sitting down like this. Like, maybe I can replicate his eyes. He was like this. And when you're in a situation like that as a human, your immediate thought as a man is to protect whoever's around you from getting hurt, because you're like, this is wrong. She's getting hurt. This is wrong. And the 2 little boys are the same way. They're not even like, the man's face was like dead. Like when you look at a 1,000-yard stare, or like a Nazi victim, they're gone. They'll never be the same. This man looked broken, like they broke him. And his legs were just like this. and one leg was gone. It was like this one leg was just gone, and on the edge of it, it was it looked infected, like it looked yellow, and it looked like it was dying, like it was infected, it was dying. I've never seen something so yellow in my life. The only time I've seen something so infected was someone's back, and they had some type of green medicine on it, but this man had no medicine down there, so it looked infected. It looked really infected, but you can tell they locked it off, so he can't really do anything. He's just sitting there, just staring off into nothing, really. I mean, what can you do? He's just staring off into nothing, and this man's clothes, he didn't have a shirt on, but he had pants, and the pants looked like pants back from the slave days. So maybe this man was a slave. Maybe he was a slave trader. Maybe he was a slave driver. Maybe he was a farmer, and he was being a slave owner just like everyone else. Maybe that was his punishment, because the woman wasn't screaming, even though from her shoulder to shoulder, all the way down to her navel, the skin was going. It was red, exposed meat. I don't know if you've seen breasts without skin, but it's horrifying. You see all the organs. You see all like the milk organs. You see everything, and there's no nipples. So it's gross. And they were still laughing. They were whipping her where there was no skin, just over and over and over and over. She had no break. She was too out of breath to scream anymore. She just gave up. But she didn't have any breath to scream, because I think in hell they do say it's hard to breathe. It's very hard to breathe, and I'm so grateful God spared me from the experience of having the same experiences as someone else down there, like not being able to breathe. I don't want to experience that. I don't want to have a shortness of breath and take in the nasty air. I didn't smell any of that. I just saw, like, kind of through a peephole. I didn't want to be. I just saw through a peephole, and so the two little boys, I could tell they weren't really children. They weren't really there. They were kind of like a set piece in the movie to make it worse for them. Now, maybe the man and the woman were actual human souls, but the children, I know children don't go to hell, so they weren't, because the children looked fine. They looked fine. They had clothes on, they were fine. They had little cute little afros. They looked identical. So they might have been twins, but they were brothers. And they were kind of like dolls. They're just there to make it worse for the parents, because what parents want to see their kids in hell, especially adolescent children? So obviously they're there to make it worse for them. And I don't know what the man's punishment was. Maybe it was just to see his wife, someone that he adores so much, is being tortured over and over, right? And I do know, like, actual people don't share punishments. So maybe one of them isn't real. Maybe the man isn't real, because he didn't look in pain. He was just sitting there, just. So my job for you Christians in the comments is to basically match it up with scriptures for me. I'm a fresh new Christian. I don't deserve this. I didn't want any part. I don't deserve this. I'm not really the best Christian in the world. I'm trying my best. I read my Bible. I speak in tongues every day. I'm praying. I'm repenting. I gave up everything. I gave up women. I gave up gluttony. I gave up my worldly passions and possessions that only please me. I gave up feeding into those things. So I want to please the Lord. I don't want to please nobody else. Nothing compares. What I saw makes me not want to go there. I don't want to go there. So I'm going to do what I got to do to be up in the Lord's presence in heaven. Now, lastly, the man on stage in the middle, he had for some reason, it looked like he suffered some sort of shotgun wound or something, because he didn't really have a jaw. And this was the man that was, I don't think he was whipping anything. He was just standing there. He looked kind of like, I recognize his characteristics the most. He looked kind of like, who's someone I can reference it to? He just had a really big head, like a really white guy big. He looked like a white guy who, like a father. He looked like someone with a fatherly build, like a big bald head, and all this was gone. All this was gone, and he was laughing. And there were 3 men. One was whipping, and then 2 were laughing. And one of them, his jaw was just gone. It was like some type of cybernetic, futuristic prosthetic. And it was like it connected to his tissue with some sort of hydraulic stick. It went up into his jaw on both sides, and his jaw was like protruding forward. It was like a metallic jaw, and it was designed with no humane characteristics in mind. It was just functionality only. So I guess maybe, I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he wanted to look like that, but he did. And so it was kind of weird. Maybe this was a tribulation. Maybe this was a tribulation vision or something. Maybe this was in the future when technology is more advanced, because I know when people get chips, like that one man who did the tribulation testimony, when they have chips, you're brain dead. You're brain dead. So when you accept the mark of the beast, you're brain dead, and you're like a puppet. So maybe that's what that was. I don't know, but it felt just so wrong and deprived, and I just had to share it because every day I fall asleep at night, I just hope I don't have to see that again. Those people, I don't know how long they've been down there. I just saw it for a few. I don't know how long they've been down there, but it would have to have been for a while. It would have to have been for a long time. And you know why I did this? It wasn't because I felt like I should share it. It was because something else happened when I was sleeping, and I'll share that in another video. Not right now. I got to go to work, but I'll share that in another video later on. But it was very strange. It was a very strange presence in my room. So I'll share that next time. I'll catch you guys later.